Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy and I help people with their breakups. And I'm going to do a little series of videos right here, some quick hitters on recovering from your breakup. We do a lot of no contact, and a lot of people hammer the no contact rule with the pursuit of getting your ex back, getting them to miss you, getting them to come back at your doorstep, begging you back. And it works sometimes. It does. It doesn't work all the time. Like I tell people, I don't guarantee that. I think it's the best thing for you to get yourself back first and foremost. So I just talked in another video about basically changing your environment as a good option, moving somewhere within 6 to 8 months after the breakup and having kind of a plan. And now I want to talk about basically finding your purpose. How to find your purpose beyond your ex. And I wrote some of this out, so I'm going to read it, but it's my verbiage, it's my writing. First of all, if your ex and getting your ex back is your purpose, that's not good. And I'm seeing a lot of people that they have good intentions, they're sorry, they messed up, but all they can think about and their biggest purpose in life is just getting that ex back. And that's when the no contact rule does not work most of the time. You think you're putting all your efforts. So a lot of times in life you have goals and you focus on them and that works. But it doesn't work like that when you're trying to attract another human being. You can't force that human to see it your way. Where if you want to become a race car driver or a great basketball player with hard work and focus, you can probably make that happen over time. Someone say, oh, well, you need talent. Well, talent is kind of created by repetition and hard work. You might not be Michael Jordan if you pursue basketball, but you could probably get to the college level or high school level and be pretty damn good. But finding your purpose beyond getting that X back is so huge. And I know I went through this too. Until I found a new purpose of what I was going to do next with my life that had nothing to do with my ex, I wasn't recovered. I wasn't. So it won't work if you are just focused on that as your biggest thing that is your goal. And a lot of people that are sending me letters, and I understand, I completely understand. You missed the person, you had a really good girlfriend, and all you can think about is how to get them back, and you're doing everything to get them back. Let me add this statement, and I learned this I had an anthropology professor in college, and he said, it's human nature to take advantage when you can. So when you, I've mentioned this before, sometimes if you get an ex back and they take you back and you're still needy and you're going out of your way, they're going to take advantage of you most of the time. They're going to take that upper hand. If you're okay in the relationship, I mean, some guys, some women, they like to take the lesser role. They like to be bossed around. They like to, give the rides everywhere or give their partner money whenever they want it. I'm just saying a lot of cases, if you are extremely weak and they take you back in that state or you are begging them back, you're probably in some shape or form going to get taken advantage of. Just my take. Because a strong, honest individual is not attracted to someone else that is weak and needy and begging. It just doesn't happen. So I'll give you an example of a reason why a lot of couples stay together. When couples have children, their purpose becomes the children and raising them. At least I hope. So this, a lot of times you see, a married couple that's been together 25 years and you'll hear the statement, well, we stayed together for the kids. Well, that was their purpose. So, a lot of times in the modern relationship, if there's not a purpose between you or you have purposes that align, let's say you both want to be high school math teachers, that really helps the relationship because you have the same values, you have the same schedule, you have the same income. And I had a friend, just for example, that had parents that were high school teachers, and they were a great couple, and they were similarly aligned long term. Where if you get someone that's a high-end lawyer that makes big money and works 90 hours a week, and the wife's a housewife with not a lot of significance, and the kids grow up, she wants out because she's bored, right? She's tired of, washing the dishes and just being home. So really finding your purpose is the most important thing, and you have the most control over it. So for example, a doctor's purpose is helping patients and making money secondary, I hope. Right? Some people might be, well, the doctors make a lot of money, but I hope that's the reason. In most cases, this comes before his wife or girlfriend. Like a doctor They work long hours generally. They're a significant part of society, and in most cases, their job and their purpose of helping people as patients probably comes before the relationship with their wife. They might not admit that, but I think it happens a lot. And I've even had about 2 or 3 stories where guys were dating doctors, and they chose their job moving away from these guys in an instant. And the guy's like, I can't believe she just left. Well, she put her job first. That was her main purpose. You know what I'm saying? And then the list can go on. Let's say that you know, your wife's mother's sick and she wants her mother to move in with you, and you can't stand living with the mother. And she says, no, we have to take care of her because her mother comes first. Her purpose is to take care of her mom, and she's always promised her mom she would. In her particular culture, that's what they do. And if you can't handle that, she's going to put her mom first because that's her purpose. That's what she values. So the purpose. Take notes on this if you like. And if anyone in the comments requests, I'm going to write this out. I'm going to write a little PDF out for this because I think it's very useful information. The purpose should provide you with significance. So what is significance? Significance means you are important. You're important to society, or you're important to your family. A father in a family has significance. A mother in a family has significance. They're important to that child's growth. A teacher has significance to the students. A doctor has significance to their patients. And there's some jobs that don't hold a lot of significance, unfortunately, right? There's some jobs that some people, like, even if you're a garbage man or something, you're taking a job a lot of people wouldn't take, and you're picking up garbage, man. So your job is significant if you feel it's significant, right? And you make it, some guy that delivers the mail every day and builds relationships in the neighborhood where he delivers mail is a significant role because he's, human interaction. And where you get your significance is kind of up to you. So it's just basically feeling like you are important to what you're doing. You are needed and appreciated is the other part of significance. You are needed and appreciated. And that always feels really good. You receive community recognition. So when I mean, I don't mean like a rewards, but people see you as someone that's good in the community, that's good in the neighborhood, that's good in the workplace. You're helpful, you're kind. If someone's car broke down in the office, you go call, they're going to call you up first and know that you'd be over there. Okay, your next thing about your purpose, or the purpose that you're going to look out for, or go for, a compelling vision for the future. You have goals to build on. So you have this compelling future. I mentioned changing your environment. Maybe changing your environment is that compelling future, moving to an exotic island somewhere near the beach. It's not that far-fetched anymore. You can do a lot of work from the internet. So a compelling vision for the future. You have goals to build on. What's that? You've always wanted to be a chef at an Italian restaurant. Is that doable? Well, right now I don't have any money and I have no experience. Well, if you saved up $5 or $6 grand, you might be able to go on a trip to Italy and get a 3-month course, and then you might have an internship. All this stuff you can check on the internet. And once you start looking it up, it starts to become real. And you go, okay, what's my first step? My first step would be to save the money at my current job that I don't really like, but now my current job has the purpose of saving money to get where I want to get, which is the next step, which would be culinary school. And then from culinary school, I'm going to have to take an entry-level job in an Italian restaurant that I don't really like probably, but I'm going there to learn. And then from there, I'm going to learn the business. You see how that works? I'm talking quick because this is important stuff, and I'm passionate about this actually because it really helped in my life. A compelling vision for the future. You have goals to build an opportunity to consistently grow as a human, not just status. So pick a career or a purpose where you can continually grow. Like, for example, me doing this breakup coaching, I'm getting better and better at giving advice. The number of people I'm helping is growing by the day. The number of views on my videos is growing by the day. The number of videos I'm dropping or uploading, I shouldn't say dropping, right, are uploading are becoming more and more. And one of the reasons I chose this topic is I have experience in it. I really believe I can give people good advice. And I think it doesn't really have a ceiling. I think most people in the world have this problem. So if I was helping 0.0.1% of the population on this, that's a considerable amount because we all go through breakups, right? And I'm not going to get a lot of I'm not doing this for status. I'm growing as a human. I'm growing as someone that's becoming a better and better breakup coach and a better human. I mean, I've had people say, wow, I can't believe you're doing this for free, right? What's the ceiling? Will you be satisfied once you hit the ceiling? This is a big one. Sometimes your goal, I think, sometimes your purpose that you're pursuing is maybe a little bit too small. So, for example, I had someone I was talking to this, and I work with people on this specifically after breakups. If you want to talk about pursuing a compelling future and the purpose, and this lady, it was a live coaching session, and she said she wants to be a yoga teacher. Well, that's just a basic goal. Like, so for example, you're going to have to go to a certification course, practice yoga. She's been practicing yoga for 3 years now, is passionate about it, loves, I wouldn't call it a sport, it's a practice. And the next step would be to work in a studio. The next step would be to have your own studio. The next step would be to certify other teachers. See how that goes a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. The next step would be having your own retreat. See how that thinking is much bigger than just being a yoga teacher? So each few years or 5 years or 6 years, you have something next, and you don't get complacent. Then you create something that has a higher and higher ceiling. For example, my channel right now, I mean, I can get to 100,000 subscribers. That would be a huge goal. If I can get to 10,000, that would be nice. And then after 10,000 subscribers, maybe I offer an extra service where I do a retreat, or maybe I offer an extra service where I'm going to do some seminars. There's so many different avenues I can go with this and grow more and offer more and help more people. So the ceiling is very high. And when I say the ceiling's high, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about the level of significance, the level of growth, and the ability to simply just help other people. I know that's a simple statement, and that's what I'm coming to next. Whatever you choose to do, help people. Sounds simple, right? We don't even realize in society some of these jobs that people take. Someone cleaning the bathroom at a McDonald's you think is a really low job, and actually they're helping people stay clean. They're keeping a nice workplace, and they're doing a job that you wouldn't be willing to do. And they also got to cook burgers in the back and say, how may I help you? Appreciate people like that. Any job, in my life, I'm 37 now. At age 11, I was a paper boy. Okay, I used to deliver newspapers on a bicycle. Sounds like it's a long time ago. I used to have to go door to door and ask people for $6.50 for their newspaper each month. And it was a great experience because I had to help people. I didn't get paid a lot of money, but I just made relationships with the neighborhood. I was happy to do it. Then I was 16. I had another retail job at a department store, and I had to help people. Someone's buying a pair of jeans or something like that, I got to go find their size and help them out. And then I worked when I was 17 or 18, 17, I worked at a drugstore and developed 35 millimeter film. And people would tell me their pictures are wrong. I just always was in customer service when I was a kid. I always had these retail jobs in high school and in college. And in college, I sold women's shoes at a high-end department store. I just always was helping people. And when you get in that mode, outside of work, you're just helpful and nice to people because you see the results and it makes you feel good. Offering something you feel you are good at or an expert and would enjoy teaching or offering. This is what I'm doing right now. So not only helping people, but offering something you feel you are good at or an expert and would enjoy teaching or offering. Or in my case, coaching. But teaching and coaching are very intertwined. And nothing feels better when you are someone that knows a lot about something and can be of help. So, and if you're not an expert, that's okay. Grow to that level. And there's so much out there now with the internet. There's so many options. So being a teacher, a mentor, a coach, a good colleague that people rely on and respect, offering a service that you are good at and proud of. So I'm offering a service. Now, some of you, if you're, I have a gentleman that wants to be a police officer. that's a tough job these days, I think. And he wouldn't fall under being a teacher or mentor or coach, but he could be a good colleague. He's a big part of the community, and he's offering a service to keep people safe. So any of these things, you want to be proud of what you do, and whatever purpose you're pursuing, you should be proud. Like I'm proud of when someone sends me a message and goes, "Thank you so much, Coach. Like that video was great." And if it's 2 or 3 people out of 1,000 views, that's fine. That's enough. That's coach currency. If I've done a live coaching, and afterwards we had a 1-hour session, and then went over. The guy keeps looking at his watch, his clock. I say, "Hey, look. Don't worry about it. If we go 20 minutes over, I know you have a lot to talk about. It's okay." We went 25 minutes over. He was so incredibly thankful. I'm not going to charge him extra for that. I had the extra time at the time. I didn't have another appointment. No problem. Let's get through it. Let's unpack everything that you're going through. And to have the power to offer something extra and over-deliver is a privilege. And the last thing about this is the financial purpose that suits your needs. Not everyone needs $1 million to live. I mean, I know this is the narrative of now, I would love to be a millionaire because I feel like I'd do good things with it. But what am I going to do to get there, right? I would like to eventually turn this into a podcast and a full-time YouTube channel and be doing this for 5 or 6 hours a day, and primarily providing free service and have it sponsored by someone. That would be one of my final goals to go with this channel. Currently, I do need to make some money from it to cover costs and to cover my time. But in the meantime, I'm going to help as many people as I can for free because I find value in that. And I think eventually those people, when they have enough money, will make a donation or recommend me to someone else, and they'll be happy that there's someone out there that if you're financially down to help out. And everyone's financially down sometimes. They can't afford it, right? So your financial purpose that suits your needs. If you're a simple person and you don't need a lot of extra things, or you're not extravagant, then your purpose doesn't need to be something. A friend of mine, she's a preschool teacher. I went to university with her. She doesn't make a lot of money, but she loves her job. She's got a car, she has an apartment, she gets by. She said she can't think of any other job she'd rather do. And she's helping people. She's significant. She's got a purpose. She's, helping kids out, right? And from that, if she wanted to financially raise up, her goal should be to one day have her own preschool, and then probably her finances will go up, right? Finally, what's your legacy? I've heard about this a long time ago, and I didn't really get why you'd worry about your legacy, but did you help people is what I'd say. And I'll tell you this story to this, and I've listened to a lot of podcasts on success, and I really like Tim Ferriss, and he always asks the question, well, what's success to you? And what would people say about you if you passed away or you quit the job, and how much you helped out? And if you came back to where you used to work, would people give you a hug and say like, "Yeah, I missed you, man. How you been?" That would be your legacy, right? Like the work that you did. And I don't know if I'm worried about my legacy at 37 years old, but I do like the fact that down the road I'm building relationships that, in 5, 6 years, someone that I helped today for free, in 5, 6 years, they might send me an email, go, "Mac, man, I was really in a bad place. Thank you so much for being there. My life's changed. I thought I wasn't going to get through it. I really needed your help." That's enough. And before I started this channel, I had a couple friends tell me that. I had a buddy that was out of a breakup, and I was just there for him every day, going to lunch with him, listening to him. And my message at the time, because he was, he was looking at some bleak things. He was in a dark state. I said, "Keep showing up." And that statement, he said, carried him. He said that short statement gave him chills, and he still remembers it. And it was a simple statement. Just keep showing up in life. Keep showing up, right? And that's one of the reasons I pursued this. So moving forward, I'm going to give you an example. Steve Jobs, to me, I haven't read his book. I've watched both movies that were based on him. And I remember when Steve Jobs passed away, and, rest in peace, Steve Jobs. But I saw all these posts like, "Oh my God, this genius, this, that, this." That guy was a jockey. He used to ride horses that did all the work, that invented the computers, that the chips, and as far as I'm concerned, in the movies about him, he wasn't a good dad. He was an asshole boss most of the time. He was arrogant, and he was a very good marketer. He had a good vision. He was a good businessman. What's his legacy, though? I mean, if his movie was true, I don't know. But both movies portrayed him as a person I wouldn't want to be like. And sometimes you think like, oh, well, this guy just, he's rich and famous. He invented Apple. Look at all the people that did most of the work that didn't get any credit for that. I don't want to get too deep in the story because a lot of other people know about it. But to me, your legacy is how people remember you and how good a human you were. You know, if you were a helpful, kind individual, they'll remember you that way. I mean, Thomas Edison's another example. He's highly successful in society because he was rich, but Tesla invented most of his products and he ripped the guy off. So just the fact that you just make money and you're a great business person, for me personally, that's probably why I'm offering my service for free and I haven't streamlined it more, because a lot of people are telling me, Mac, you could be making more money from this. I say, I just want to get experience with people. I want to build up, I want to build this as a business, but I want to do it right, and I want to help as many people as possible. And if that means doing it for free sometimes, so be it. So be it. I want to over-deliver. And I think like someone like Steve Jobs, great visionary, great marketing guy, but I don't know about his legacy. If someone made 2 movies about you and they included in it that you were a bad parent, you were a bit selfish, arrogant, you took credit without giving credit to others in your organization, I don't know if that's a great legacy. So what legacy do you want to leave? For myself, I want to just be known as someone that helped people, that was there as a good listener and did my best to give good advice on breakups and life in general right now. Being a good counselor, being a good teacher, which I've done before. And that's enough for me. That's enough for me. So in review, because I went on a bit of a tangent here, because I think it's a really important video. And for anyone that watches it out there, it's a bit long, it's drawn out, but got to take a deep breath after all that talking. First of all, if your ex and getting them back is your purpose, that's not good. That's what I said in the first sentence. Your purpose should be something that you can pursue individually and you have a little bit more control over. Okay? And that's going to take time to find that purpose. It's not going to come to you right away. It's not going to come to you right away. You got to look at what you really enjoy doing, what you're good at, and where you can help people. And where those things intertwine, where you can help people, what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, what you can teach someone how to do, and what you can grow from gradually into bigger roles, well, that's where you want to be. Hope that helps. And if anyone out there wants help finding their purpose outside of getting their ex back, feel free to shoot me an email on writemac.com and talk to me about that, not just your breakup, or post something in the comments below. And I'll be coming out with a PDF with questions that will help you find your purpose moving forward. All right, hope that helps.